it's Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. I am doing a review for you today. I'm going to be reviewing Willow by Julia Hoban. And I chose this book for my Why Have I Not Read These Books challenge, and I just finished this like 2 days ago. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was decent. Before I get into this review, though, I should say that there are some pretty serious triggers in this. So if you have issues with depression, cutting, loss, that kind of stuff, you might want to consider that before you pick this book up. So just to let you guys know that. So in this book we have Willow. She's 16 years old. Her parents get a little heavy on the drinking. They ask her to take them home. She's 16, like I said. She only has a learner's permit. She loses control of the car, and they have an accident. Her parents are killed. So now she's having to deal with this guilt, overwhelming guilt, that she's responsible for her parents' death, and she really should not be able to deal with that. She's 17 now, and she's kind of just going through the motions of life, and because of this emotional trauma, she's resorted to cutting, and that is the only way she can deal with things. Then she meets Guy, who is another teenager, and he kind of is like a beacon for her. He kind of starts to open her eyes up a little bit, opens her heart up a little bit, helps start seeing things differently. One of the problems that I had with Willow was the fact that she judged things, she assumed things before she even knew anything about it. Like, she automatically assumed that, you know, this was happening, this is what this person is thinking, and that kind of stuff. And it really bothered me, because you really got to see things for what they are before you can start judging things and start assuming other things. So that really kind of bothered me. I didn't think I was really going to be able to connect to Willow, or actually any of the characters in this book, but I did discover that I did start connecting with them a little bit. With Willow, it was along the lines of being parentless. She would say, well, I'm no longer anybody's daughter. And regardless of your age, that doesn't change. I've lost both of my parents, and you do have this feeling of abandonment, this feeling of being an orphan now, because, you know, you don't have your parents anymore. You can't, you know, go for advice, or, you know, celebrate Mother's Day or Father's Day or any of that kind of stuff. And it really does make an impact on somebody's life. And I really connected with her on that level, because, you know, I feel a lot of loss still to this day, and it's been 13 years for my mom, and, you know, even longer for my dad. And you still feel that loss. That never changes. So I really related to her on that level. Then there was Guy, who kind of got the shock value part of the story at first, you know, until he had to kind of get used to what he was dealing with when it came to Willow. But I really have to applaud him, because he stuck with it pretty much. And then there's David, her brother, and I can connect it to him kind of too, because, you know, now he's having to take on Willow, and he's not much older himself. He's got a wife and a baby. Now he's got Willow to take care of, and he's trying to deal with those things. But I had a problem with that as well, because he didn't handle things well enough, because they didn't really, you know, discuss these things. You know, they didn't really talk about these things. They just kind of had my thoughts, his thoughts. Okay, that's as far as it goes. And Willow would automatically jump to conclusions, and then David just was not talking about it. She felt a loss with her brother as well. Things start to iron out a little bit as you read the story. Overall, it was a good read. I rated it 4 stars. There was a lot of up and down reviews on this, but like I said before, that's the beauty of BookTube. We all have different ideas and different thoughts. Overall, I enjoyed the book. These couple of issues I had with, you know, Willow's character and David's character, you know, and that's about the only problem I did have with it. It's very thought-provoking. It makes you realize, you know, don't judge someone until you know what is going on in their life. There's too much of that going on right now. People automatically judging somebody because they're different. And we really can't do that in society, because we don't know everybody. We don't know what they're going through, what they're dealing with. So very thought-provoking as well. Like I said, there's triggers, so think about that. But I recommend this book for people who, you know, like realistic stories. She wrote very realistically and it's a very believable story. So I will look for more from Julia Hoban if there's more out there. So guys, that is my review of Willow. If you've read this book, let me know in the comments below and we'll talk about it. So thanks guys for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.